I hear now and again that mysticism, for example, doesn't necessarily have anything to do with religion. But now I'm also, let's say, as a Catholic, socialized as a Catholic and relatively interested in it. Now sometimes I can't quite put it together. I have a longing to get a deep religious feeling. I also listen to the neuro meditations diligently. Now the question is just to carry on like that, because so far I haven't felt anything very special. Maybe I'm expecting something wrong, I have no idea, but somehow I'm trying to get a deep feeling, a religious feeling. Even if I'm at Mass or even if I'm a communion helper, I come to the altar, I'm dealing with the host, but I want to have a deep feeling there, and so sometimes I'm just concentrated but don't ask enough questions. Am I expecting something wrong?
Yes, in my mysticism, you shouldn't have any expectations. So I'm almost afraid that you'll torture yourself. I'll start like this. So if you're a religious professional, i.e., you have that as a job, you're just dutiful and loyal and always do the same thing, like if you're a taxi driver. And there are things in exactly the posture that make you almost fall out of your shoes in religious surprise, analogous to the Jesus prayer. So I said it seemingly mechanically constantly while vacuuming, washing up, and once while washing up at a stupid normal metal sink. My authentic anger then came rushing in. So I was actually always just authentic. Then there was the long form of Jesus' prayer, "Have mercy on me, the sinner," and so on. Then suddenly from the depths of my stomach, I don't know if I was washing a plate where the fat didn't come off, and then I followed up again with George Harrison, "No, I really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long. Yes, now finally show yourself, Lord. How long should I keep talking about this shit?" So I was just being honest. And now you get something like an inner answer. So there are spoken answers that really hit you at the top, then you're really done. And luckily it was only internal, otherwise I would have dropped something. And that was, yes, then let the sinner go. You keep thinking that we're separated, but I am already here. What's going on now? That's a rather worthy old formula. I'm conservative at heart. Whenever you're too afraid, you're very conservative, and it's initially very good for you. Do I have to take a deep breath that I got a stupid answer? I had another one that I didn't expect. Well, I just have Jesus Christ. Well, at some point there was also vacuuming involved. I don't know if that was just the same year or something. And I was so touched now and just had to cry and didn't know why. I just said the Jesus prayer mechanically and then turned the thing off and found myself on the couch with tears streaming down my face and not knowing why I was crying. Another thing, religious feelings. At the beginning of my time, I often went to monasteries to have individual guests in the, what do you call it, area of silence, because it was a really nice way for me to experience God. When I didn't expect anything, a lot happened. Of course, the longing was great, to pack my suitcase again and go back. That was sometimes the case. And nothing at all happened. Or even worse, so much happened that I was the first to arrive at the reception with a panic attack, so I could check out 2 days earlier, and then I sat so happily on the regional express and had never been so upset by people drinking beer in my life happy for me. Because now the distraction of culture was back. So anyone who is on the path for a long time, seek God, not joy. So the basic attitude is just that you are concentrated there, or even better, just be you, you. So how don't you become Moses, but you should become you? That's what I was told. I wanted to become more and more perfect and more. Don't try harder than you are. Let go. Let yourself be carried. You're carried. It's like a surfer riding waves. And that looseness. What I felt in you was pain and fear and worry. These are basic energies when they fall away from you. For example, in healing, I looked at it again. As the Neuros album, there is increasing self-love in it. If you just listen to this a lot for 3 weeks, and then maybe you can overcome fear and panic attacks or something like that. But look, there are titles or super regionalizations that you can turn on and increase your self-healing powers. Maybe the 3 things. The thing we miss most is that we haven't been burdened with loving looks and cuddles from our parents. There was no gratitude, just nice that you were there like a pet. On the contrary, my mother told me when I kept seeing a cocker spaniel in the photos, "Oh, it's a cute dog," she said. "I had to give it away, because you'll come then." I thought, well, even then it was still my fault. Crap. Now she has me and had to give away her lovely dog. So you understand? I was so full of compassion for this being hated instead of, "Hey, you sweet mouse, you have a snub nose and are so wonderful, like you can play matches or something, zero interest. That's what you're missing. Don't look for it in your partner either, because very few people have been loved simply for their own sake." I sometimes envied my mother, how lovingly she spoke to the rubber tree, but not to me. So that's what I always mean, this self-serving thing. It's so far away and it's in your neuros. But don't be surprised if you get really angry or sometimes hate orgies arise. Hatred is always a sign that your ego limits are now, "Hello, here I am, and I'm bigger than the biggest mammoth in the whole world." But then you don't have to argue. You just take up the space that you occupy through being different, and that is usually too big in the eyes of others.